Anger or anxiety, sooner or later, many people experience one or more of these challenges on the job. Our Stephanie Poole is in the studio with why sometimes it's harder to cope.
No matter how much you love being a teacher or a social worker or even a lineman, some days are just too much. And for many of our first responders, the stress can really add up. For paramedics and law officers, nurses and firefighters, there's no such thing as a 9-to-5 job. And while the work differs, the workers seem to have one thing in common: job fatigue. Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott works 8 to 12 hours per day.
Have court proceedings that officers have to get up and get back to courts, arraignments. So, you know, they very easily can get to a point to where it's a lot of physical stress. This wears on the body, it affects their performance. And on top of that, as sheriffs and chiefs, we have to watch for the mental side of it too.
His department makes sure that deputies have services available to them. This includes counselors, ministers, and medical services. Sheriff Scott says the long hours, long nights, and even paperwork can take a toll.
We've all been there. You know, I've had the burnout sensations and just got to find ways to cope with it, to deal with it, whether it's talking to somebody or just taking a quick break, go fishing for a couple of hours. It just kind of, you know, relieves your mind. The stress level is very high on these jobs.
In Oktibbeha County, EMS Director and Coroner Michael Hunt says even on his off days, he's still on the clock.
Typically, I mean, I don't have a Monday through Friday job. I mean, it's every day at all hours of the night. It just depends on what our workload is here. We deal with life and death 24 hours a day, so it's very mentally challenging. You know, how we deal with that. There's several ways.
Hunt says he is always on call as a coroner and at the hospital. It's a balancing act. Since Hunt knows the challenges of the medical field, he gives his staff members a day off when the pressures of the job are apparent. If you work long shifts at your job, let us know. You can join the conversation on our Facebook page and let us know what you do to relieve job fatigue.